Workout number 1 this week is going to be 3 EMOMs. Each EMOM, or every minute on the minute, is going to be 2 movements, 3 times through. All right. The EMOM is you're starting a new movement on the top of every minute. So set a timer and keep track of each minute. You'll start a new movement again on the top of every minute. All right. First EMOM is going to be a hinge, a single arm hinge. All right. So you're going to hold the bell with one arm at a time, and you're going to choose your stance. All right. So for the single arm, you have just a normal stance at shoulders width apart, planting those feet into the floor, holding that bell with one hand, and coming straight up, hinging at the hips, keeping that spine neutral, that back flat, slight bend of the knee, stabilizing and controlling with those glutes, making sure we're switching sides. All right, another option you would have is the split stance. So 1 foot forward, 1 foot back, keeping that right leg on the right side of your body, left leg on the left side of your body. Using one arm at a time, switching sides. Another option would be a wider stance or a sumo type stance. Same thing, one arm at a time, and of course switching sides. Second movement for the first EMOM is going to be a press of your choice. So you can do an overhead press, two-handed overhead press, pressing that bell from the chest straight up overhead, extending those arms overhead. Another option would be single arm overhead press. So getting that bell into a front rack position, that forearm nice and vertical, pressing that bell straight over that shoulder. The bell and the hand stay in line with that shoulder, making sure you're switching sides. Starting out that front rack position, bell close to your body, forearm vertical, pressing that bell straight over that shoulder. Each EMOM is going to be 40 seconds of work and 20 seconds of rest, or 30 seconds of work and 20 seconds of rest. Another option for that first EMOM, second movement for the press, is going to be a floor press, where you're laying on your back and using one arm at a time, pressing that bell directly above that shoulder. So elbow comes down, touching the floor, and then pressing that bell straight up. And of course, switching sides, switching arms as well. All right, second EMOM. So between the EMOMs, we're going to take 1 minute rest to reset and get ready for the next EMOM. So the second one is going to be a lunge, alternating sides, and then you can also throw in a halo in between the lunges. All right. So for the lunge, for this lunge, you're going to hold that bell at your chest, a front rack, so you can hold the bell by the meat or by the horns here, choosing to step forward and then coming back out, alternating legs, or a reverse lunge where you're stepping back, getting that knee down, keeping that trunk upright, that upper body upright. If you want to choose to add a halo in there, you want to hold the bell by the horns upside down. So you're going to do a halo. When the bell comes around, you step back into that reverse lunge and switch sides. Switch directions of the halo as well. So if you want to add that in, you can, but that is optional. All right. Second movement But the second EMOM is going to be around the world or side bend. So your choice between these two for around the world, set those feet in a nice position. Stance will be your choice. Bringing that bell around your body, stabilizing at the trunk, at the core, switching sides. The second option would be a side pass or a side to side pass. Passing that bell between your hands from side to side. Again, stabilizing with that trunk, stabilizing with that core along the way. That's going to be your second EMOM. Again, 40 seconds of work, 20 seconds rest, or 30 seconds of work, 30 seconds rest. It's up to you what you want to do there. Third EMOM, again, between the second and third EMOM, another minute rest. And then for that third EMOM, you're going to do a curl, bicep curl, with the option of a pullover as well. So you're going to curl the bell, bringing the bell from arms extended, nice and stretched out, and then squeezing at the top. So bringing that bell up to that chest, hinging at the elbows, squeezing at the top, and then if you want, you can add in a pullover, where you're pulling that bell over that head, trying to stretch it out behind the head. Using those triceps, feeling that stretch in the triceps as the bell comes behind the head as best you can and back into that curl. All right, so that pullover is an option. Curl into pullover or just a curl for that first movement of that third EMOM. Second movement for the third EMOM is going to be 3 different options. All right, so first option is going to be some hops, pogo hops, using your hands for some momentum, just keeping small hops, staying on the balls of your feet or the front part of your foot, not letting your heels touch the floor. Just small hops up and down. All right, second option would be skater jumps. We're jumping from side to side. And you can keep them small, or you can jump a little bit more, catching on each leg. Third option would be calf raises. So you can lean against a wall or a chair for some stabilization and just bringing those heels from the floor or down to bringing them up as high as you can on both sides. All right, nice and controlled, bringing those heels up and then controlling those heels going back down for a nice stretch in the calves, and then bringing those heels as high as you can off the floor. All right, again, each EMOM is going to be 3 times through those 2 movements, and your options for work to rest is 40 seconds of work, 20 seconds rest, or 30 seconds of work, 30 seconds rest. All right, that's going to be workout number 1.